All right, for our next speaker today, a young female rising star that is dominating the Asian markets, someone that is leading and is a top earner in her company. Pay attention, take some notes, and give a warm welcome to Shirley May.
Amazing morning to all my fellow network marketing leaders around the world. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Ted and the whole Business for Home team for putting up this kind of virtual event to educate and to inspire our industry. I am Shirley Sibulan, and I'm a psychology graduate in one of the national universities here in the Philippines. I got introduced in network marketing by my dad's friend, who offered him a health supplement. Back then, I didn't know that there are other opportunities for a fresh grad like me, aside from a job related to my course. Growing up, I saw my parents worked hard to provide for our needs. My mom even had to leave and work abroad for a higher paying salary. But still, the money wasn't enough that we have to open up 3 small businesses to help pay for our bills. That made me realize that one day, when I have my own family, I would need to have multiple sources of income, especially if I don't have a plan to work abroad like my mom. This is the reason why, even if I am an introvert and with no network marketing background, I decided to do the business full-time. I believe that this system will stop the chain of poverty in our family. Actually, it is quite normal in the Philippines to have at least one overseas Filipino worker in the family. We put our faith on our loved ones because we believe that they are the family's chance for a better life. It's ironic that a family member must work abroad because we want to free our family from debts and the financial worries of bills and expenses. But we lock ourselves in a foreign land and deal with the loneliness of being away from family and friends. A lot of different stories from our OFW business partners are being shared in the team. Kids who didn't get the chance to bond with their parents growing up because they can only see them from their gadgets. Missing important events and occasions, and even working for how many years abroad and yet with no savings. And the worst thing is having to deal with a broken family. And now, because of network marketing, they now have a chance to retire young and go back for good to their families. This industry has taught us to dream big. So, if we want to have time and financial freedom where we can go abroad not to work but to have the vacation that we deserve and earn passive income at the same time, we need to have solid faith. Now, let me use the word faith as an acronym to get the freedom that we all want. F is free yourself from limiting beliefs. Our mind is a very powerful thing. What we think and accept as our belief can either make or break us. But sadly, we tend to think more on the negative because we were trained like that since we were kids. We mostly hear the words, "you can't do that," or "you'll hurt yourself." Or sometimes in exam, it's right minus wrong. While growing up, we hear the words can't, no, and won't with ugly consequences from other people that somehow it has become a part of our identity. We develop the limitations because of our experiences. If we put limitations on the things we can accomplish, we limit our actions and limit our results too. We can't have the freedom that we want if we are still tied up with the limitations we set on ourselves. The question now is, what do we do with our limiting beliefs? The first step that we need to do is to recognize them. Awareness is important so we can be intentional in overcoming them. It is about changing our belief system, believing that you can or can't, either way, you are right. Since we are young, our minds are programmed to think the words, I can't. But now we are aware of it, you can now change the way you think and speak to yourself and say, I can. F also stands for forgiveness. Forgiveness is key in freeing yourself from the chains of the past. Forgiving other people for the wrongdoings against us allow us to get rid of those daily poisons of hatred and blaming others. Forgiving others has a lot of psychological, physical, and spiritual benefits, but I'll not focus on there now. As important as forgiving others, we also need to learn to forgive ourselves. Actually, it is easier to forgive other people than it is to forgive ourselves. I used to think myself as a jinx because of different situations where I feel I bring bad luck to other people or my own team. I thought that I will always be the girl that tries to do something and end up failing or losing again and again. One of the things that I've discovered is that I need to learn how to forgive myself from all of my failures and focus on my wins, whether big or small. I learned to celebrate my small wins and improvements. I became capable little by little to set my mind on it. If you are like me, learn how to stop bringing yourself down. Stop thinking so little of yourself. Think of a bird that settles in an unlocked cage. Our limiting beliefs traps us in that cage. It inhibits us that at least try to open the gate because we've accepted the reality of the limitations we've set upon ourselves. Remember that you should live by faith and not by sight. Think of yourself like a balloon. You won't fly and reach the sky if you will not free yourself from the baggage of your past, doubts, and fears. Remember that you must release all the baggages that weighs down a balloon for it to fly. Have faith that you are led to network marketing for a great reason. You are here not just to be ordinary, but you are here to be extraordinary. It is not easy to change how we think and believe in just a snap. But at least you are aware now. You are intentionally improving yourself. Every time you find yourself saying you can't do it, talk yourself out of it and say, of course I can. A is aspire to be the best. Always aim to be the best version of you every day. You don't have to achieve dramatic improvements in just a day. Making small but consistent steps every day will take you closer to your goal. Make sure not to live out the expectations of others, but live out the standards and visions you set for yourself. Give your best in everything that you do, no matter how big or small that task is, even when no one is looking at you. Successful people don't reach their position in just one day. Sometimes you did better yesterday than today, but that's okay. As long as you are trying, you know that you are doing is making you form a habit. You may think that I'm not doing good here in front of you today, but I know I'm better than yesterday, so I'm good with that. Aspire not just to be the best, but aspire to release your full potential. We all have potential inside us that we need to unlock. Don't add more wealth to the cemetery by contributing our unreleased potential to the graveyard. Aspire to break records. Equip yourself along the way. There are no excuses for growth and learning, as the materials we need are accessible for us every day on the internet. Aside from the trainings provided by our companies, by our mentors and uplines, we have a lot of mentors online who can teach us to be a better version of ourselves. Remember, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you will be successful. I is for the words I am. And these are the two most powerful words because the words that you will connect after it becomes your reality. Every day we use the words I am. It's either we use it for our own advantage or disadvantage. So when you wake up, what do you usually say to yourself? I am sick. I am not feeling good. I am a loser. I am a failure. I am a slow learner. I am unlucky. You need to be intentional in using the words I am in the most positive way. Instead of saying I am sick, say I am well. I am blessed. I am lucky. I am learning. And I am successful. Remember that a lot of people already doubt us simply because we are in network marketing. And the sad reality is, the very people we work hard for, our motivation and reason for doing the business, are sometimes the same people who become our number one critic. So why add yourself up to the numbers of negative people around you? There is power in declaration. So use the words I am carefully. Remember that what you think about yourself means everything. What people think about you is not important because whatever they think and say can't affect your present and future unless you give them the permission to do so. What's important is what you think about yourself. T is for take risks. No action makes no results. More action makes more results. In network marketing, the more action you make, the lesser the risk you take. The less an action you make, the bigger the risk you take. Take a leap of faith. Step out of your comfort zone. You will be surprised at the skills you have that you didn't even know were there. As you take risks, you must confront your own fears and accept that sometimes taking risk may lead to failure. Own up your decision and actions even if they result to failure. Embrace it because sometimes it is a blessing in disguise. It is an essential tool for building your character traits like persistence and courage. You will never know unless you try. Progress always involves risks. Innovation and opportunity are tied to risk. Remember how Nokia phones were a thing back in the early 2000s? But got complacent with the innovation since they are getting a lot of sales. Then a new phone emerged that took risk with a unique style. And the most notable thing is, it doesn't have any keypad. And since then, Apple iPhones took over the world. Remember that the riskiest thing to do is not to take risk at all. Last but not the least, pure hard work. Success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Faith without action is dead. I don't believe that there are lazy people. No one in the world is entirely lazy. Everyone is busy doing something. Some people are busy watching Netflix 12 hours a day. Some are busy doing nothing 16 hours a day. Let me ask you something. What if I give you a check of $1 billion, but before you can encash the check, you need to do a minimum of 5 business presentations per day for the next 7 years without missing a day. Will you do it? Hell yeah! So it is not a matter of laziness, it is the lack of vision and faith. If you have faith in what you do, you will be hardworking. You will be unstoppable. Allow me to leave you with one of my favorite quotes from Jim Rohn. Faith is the ability to see things that don't yet exist. Faith, though, can turn difficulty into reality. Positive reality. I am just an ordinary girl from an ordinary family with an ordinary level of education from an ordinary school, but I achieved all these extraordinary results because I have extraordinary faith in our extraordinary profession. Be proud you are a network marketer. Have faith. This is Shirley Sibulan. Thank you so much and God bless you all.